Today I thought I would take you along with me as I sit down to plan out January in my homeschool planner. I use the Sonlight Homeschool Planner that came with my History Bible Literature Level E order last year, and I always do a better job of actually using it and filling it out when all the pages are ready for me at the beginning of the month. Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I am a mom of 3 kids, ages 10, 3, and 1. We have been homeschooling for 6 years now, and here on my channel, I like to share about all things homeschool mom life related. Things like organizing, planning, curriculum reviews, even cleaning my house. So I hope that you will hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around now, and we will go ahead and get started filling out my planner for January. So today I have with me my homeschool planner, and I have a few of my favorite erasable things. So first, this is the Friction clicker pens. These are erasable pens, and I have them in lots of colors, but right now I've been using blue. And then I also have my erasable highlighters, and these are from Hobby Lobby. I will link these two things down below in the description box. And then I also have my weekly planning checklist that I've been using. I have a video about how I made this planning checklist earlier in the year, and I'm still using it. I've just made a few tweaks here and there. And then the last thing that I have is my goals sheet for 2025. And so I'm just going to be keeping in mind my homeschool goals as I go through planning January. So let's go ahead and get started. In my planner here, I have a pocket where I keep a bunch of things. My school calendar, my term 1 at a glance, although we're done with this, I need to switch out and put my new one in for term 2. And then back here, I have January. Now the Sonlight Planner has a really sturdy tab for each month, and I currently just have December and January in here because there are a lot of pages with the Sonlight Planner, and I like to keep a very low profile planner. Although next year I am switching to something different and predated. You'll have to stick around to find out what that is. Here is the January section, and it is completely blank right now. And so what I'm going to do today is fill out the monthly spread and then each of the weekly spreads. There are 5 total that you can use for the month. And then there are some extra pages at the end that I might work on a little bit later. So let's go ahead and start by writing in my goals from my goals sheet. If you haven't seen my goals video, you might want to check that out as well. I have personal, family, and homeschool goals. So I'm just going to write my homeschool goals up here on the January section. I always need a reminder to keep things simple, focus on relationships, and spread things out. I'm going to plan out my enrichment studies a little bit differently for the next month or so and see how that goes. So that is what I mean by spread things out. And I'm going to write enrichment so that I don't forget what I'm talking about. Later on, I might write in some things that I need to do, but right now I'm just going to leave this part blank. And then I'm going to start my January month on Wednesday. Okay, we're all set for the monthly spread. Now I'm going to go on to writing the dates in the weekly spreads. So I am actually going to start on the second week of January, the first full week. And that is because we are on break through January 5th, and we will be starting school up again on January 6th. We do a tiny bit of school during Christmas break, literally just a few math problems and a little bit of reading here and there, but for the most part, we are on break right now. So I'm going to start this on January 6th through 10th. And I only put the Monday through Friday dates in. I don't worry about the weekends because we don't do any school. And I don't really use this as a general planner, just a school planner. And I just like to go and write the number of whatever day that is at the top. So I'm just going to continue going like this for all of the weeks. Okay, and like I said before, there are 5 weeks, so there is going to be an extra page here at the back. But just so that you can see the rest of this month's planning pages for this particular planner, again, this is the Sonlight Planner. It has a weekly plan page, and you can mark your attendance over here. I actually have a different attendance sheet that I use, so I don't mark anything there. And then there's also a meal plan section. There are actually 2 of these pages. So there are 4 weeks total of meal planning. So these first 2 with your shopping list, and then these 2 with your shopping list. And then the last section for the month is around the house projects, shopping list, chores, and then your January review. And it has room for 2 students. You can actually print extra pages off if you have purchased this or received it through a previous purchase on your Sonlight account. There are other planning pages that you can print if you need more of these student pages and things like that. So just know that those are available as well. But now I'm going to go back to the first full week of January that we are going to be getting ready for. And I'm just going to write in some of the things that we will be doing for that first week of January. So the first week of January, we will be doing our morning time Monday through Thursday that week. So I'm just going to write Sonlight on the first line, and we do the Bible section together in the morning, which includes my daughter's Bible reading, our family Bible reading, so what I read to the kids. Really, it's just for my oldest daughter. She's in 5th grade, but my other kids usually are here eating or playing with toys while we do that. So we do 4 days a week of Sonlight. We do the 5-day program, but we either condense it down into 4 days or we just do the next thing on the next day kind of situation. I don't want to write any day numbers in here because sometimes we might do 2 days in one or whatever. So I just write Sonlight to help me remember what to do. But we are going to be doing the hymn of the month through Happy Hymnody. And we usually do our hymn study on the first day of the week. But what I'm thinking this month, I think I'm going to do a whole week at a time of each of the things. So what we were doing before was I would do hymn on Monday, picture study on Tuesday, composer study on Wednesday, and then we would do our hymn again on Thursday. But I have a hard time kind of getting those things done and not skipping them. So what I'm thinking is this whole week we will focus on our hymn study, especially the fact that it will be a brand new hymn for the month. So we're just going to do hymn every day. And then the next week we will do picture study. Okay, so Sonlight and hymn. Oh, I forgot to mention. With Sonlight, that is the Bible reading. Then we also work on scripture memory. We listen to the scripture memory song. And then sometimes there's another reading, either in the Starting Strong devotional, I'll leave a picture of that up here, or the Case for a Creator book, and I'll leave a picture of that up here too, so you can just see what I'm talking about. But those are usually scheduled Starting Strong on Monday and Case for a Creator on Wednesday. And I believe in week 13, we pick up with Starting Strong again. We had a few weeks of not using that in the curriculum. It just wasn't scheduled. but I will have to take a look at that, and we will just do whatever it is on that day. So for Monday through Thursday, we will do Sonlight and our hymn. And then I'm going to just leave a space because sometimes I write some extra things in here. So I'm actually going to highlight this. I like to make it a little bit pretty by highlighting the box. And I'm going to actually include 2 boxes here. This will be our morning time box. And I'm not so much about perfect straight, so I'm just kind of winging it here. And then we will skip a whole box just for space and then start my son's section. He is 3 years old, and we are doing very, very light preschool with him. But we need to remember to work on his Awana verse because we start back up with Awana on Wednesday the 8th. So we need to be practicing his Awana verse. And we also I don't really do any academic work with him on Monday because with my daughter, I'm doing some teaching on Mondays already. So on Tuesday, I will schedule just a little bit of preschool work with him. So we are using Purely Preschool from Rachel over at 7 and All. Her company is called Where'd You Learn That? I can link all of that information down below. But we are doing the transportation unit right now, and we are working on the boats lesson. So I'm going to write boats on here for for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we'll kind of play it by ear for Thursday. So we're just going to focus on 2 days there. And then on Thursday, we're going to practice his new Awana verse because the new verse starts after Wednesday night. And I literally have to remind myself by putting it in the planner so I don't forget. And that is what we will work on for him. I had all sorts of plans for working on math and things like that. And we do just in the general context of our days. We do counting and things like that. But we are not doing anything formal. We probably will maybe later in the spring as he becomes a little bit more interested. So far, he's just kind of wanting to read books and things like that, which is great. He's only 3. Okay, now I'm going to skip another section and work on my daughter's section. And she will be green with my green pen here. And I have increased the amount of independent work that she is doing because it's hard when you have a 3 and a 1.5-year-old to sit down and do hours of school with the older child. So I'm going to not box this in too much here because I don't really remember how many spaces I need. So next I'm going to consult my weekly planning checklist. Down here, she is going to do her personal Bible on her own, her copy work, nature reader, fix-it grammar, CLE, math, and science. Okay. Oh, and the character sheet I moved up here as well. So these are all things that are on her checklist. I'm not going to write all of those things here. I'm just going to write independent work. Because I do make her a checklist and she follows it. It's her checklist is a laminated page, and I write notes on there for her in wet erase marker so that she knows her assignments. And she has independent work that she does Monday through Friday. Independent. When you're talking and writing at the same time, it can get a little crazy. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to put here is poetry because we are doing poetry together again. and we're going to do that 4 days a week. And this is from the Ambleside Online Year 5 Poetry Anthology. So she's going to do all of her independent work. She's going to do her poetry. And then what else do we need to make sure to do together? Let's see. History reading. She is doing more of this on her own now. I'm letting her get a little bit more independence by doing more of her Sonlight readings on her own. So she's actually working on doing the history readings, but I will do geography and map work with her. So we are going to do that on Thursdays because I like to do all of the map work on one day and then timeline figures. If I don't write that down, I might forget. Okay, so we have independent work, poetry, geography, timeline. Oh, and then on Wednesdays, I do her dictation. And she does her copy work on Monday, Tuesday, and then dictation she has to do with me on Wednesday because I actually dictate the copy work that she's been practicing. And then I think that might be it. I have read aloud. Oh, we need to write that down because I will forget. So read aloud will be every day, Monday through Thursday. And like I said before, we try to fit in 5 days worth into 4 days, but if we can't, we just keep going. I've been learning to not stress so much about the schedule and when we get done for the school year. Okay. Then she has to practice her quiet time things. So her Awana verses, her gratitude. She doesn't really have a journal. She just has a notebook that she writes her gratitude sentences in. And then her Sonlight reader. So she was actually supposed to be working on a book next week that she's already done with. So I'm going to write the new book on here, which is called The Wright Brothers. And this is from our Sonlight History Bible Literature Level E Readers set. And so I'm just going to write that in. I'll abbreviate a little bit. And I schedule her readers 5 days a week, but she often wants it done on Thursday. So I let her decide about that. But I write out the 5-day plan. Okay, and aside from that, I think that is everything related to school that I need to write in here. As you can see, this is very abbreviated and I don't write a lot of information in here. It's just kind of a mental checklist for me to remember the things that I need to do and to remind her to do each day. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this box here. And the thing that I really like about this planner is that it has these little check boxes that you can check off when you're done so that you can see that everything is complete for the day. And my daughter likes her checklist as well. So I think this is all I'm going to do. I hope that was helpful for you to see how I plan in my homeschool planner. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Turn on that notification bell so that you know when I post new videos. Here on my channel, I like to share about all things homeschool, so I hope that you will stick around. Thank you so much for joining me today here at our homeschool table, and we'll see you next time.